Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Here is a teachable moment on I Said What I Said. Y'all come on in, come on in. My schedule has been so incredibly crazy. So I haven't been able to post my little videos, but I wanted to come on here and check on my brothers and my sisters. But I wanted to come and check on my brothers and see how y'all doing. Make sure everybody treating y'all right. I don't want to have to come knuckle up with somebody over my men, over my boys, my nephews, my cousins, my uncles, my fathers. So how y'all doing? When you come in, if you're a man, put in number 1. If you're a woman, put in a number 2. So we can see, hey, HR, you know I want to bring you on. You a troublemaker. Don't be coming from the back end now. Don't be coming from the back end. Hey, I see the ladies coming in. I see the gentlemen coming in. Hey, Miss Thick Thighs. Oops. I had the nerve to call you that. What's your real name? Hey, welcome, welcome, welcome. So, little old me, yes, little old you, HRJR. HRJR is my boy, right? Me and HR did a show. I was a guest on one of his shows a few years back, and we just had chemistry on the show. And he taught me this one thing that I always quote him on all the time. All the time. Oh, that's John Tay. Girl, I'm going to get you. I always quote HRJR on this. HRJR always told me, a hit dog will holler, right? He said, when people start talking back to you, people start saying something and they got these paragraphs they want to post, it's because a hit dog will holler, right? So if the shoe fits, wear it and all the other stuff. But that's his famous quote that I always use. I say, in the words of my boy HRJR, a hit dog will holler. So when y'all come in here with these whole soliloquies and these paragraphs defending yourself, just go fix yourself. Just go fix yourself. That's all. Don't argue back and forth. Just go fix yourself. Just go work on yourself. It's okay. So my topic today is, are women puppets or hypocrites? Because I'm trying to figure this out for myself. Now that I'm taking a view at us, because I am a woman, I'm taking a view at us through the lens of men, through data that I've collected and what they've told me, right? And I'm seeing so many of my sisters on here who I'm trying to teach. So ladies, don't say nothing. Just be quiet. I think they are both. I like that. Ladies, I want y'all to listen. I want y'all to take notes from the men, from the men's comments. I want y'all to take notes from what the men are saying, if you could do that. But according to the men, we don't listen. So I'm sure none of y'all are going to take notes, because so far the men have been right. We don't listen. 2 things that I learned from the men that are so true. In my data, men said some things to me, right? I wrote this little ebook called #NoSideChick and Side Chick Proof Your Home. If you haven't bought the book, that's the problem, because y'all don't listen and y'all don't want help, because y'all don't want to be accountable for your part in the breakdown of the relationship. 2 things, that's 2 things men said. They said women don't listen to them ever. And I'm starting to see that. And number 2, women don't like to be held accountable for anything in a relationship. And guess what? I'm starting to see that. So a woman came on my post, right, and said, first she said, this is why I'm trying to figure out, are we hypocrites or are we puppets to our emotions, right? First she said, I'm going to treat people the way they treat me, right? So I said, well, that's childish if you treat people the way that they treat you, right? That's just, and if you do that, if you treat people the way, if you treat people the way they treat you, that's childish, right? First she said, first she said, I treat people the way I want to be treated. And then somewhere down the line in the conversation, okay, let me just get the facts straight. First she said, I treat people the way that I want to be treated. Don't we all say that? We all say that because it's biblical, is you're supposed to turn the other cheek and all that other stuff. And then down in the comments, as we were having a conversation, she said, oh, I treat people the way they treat me. And I said, you just said you treat people the way that you want to be treated. And now you're saying you treat people the way they treat you. I said, you're not ready to be in a relationship with anybody if you treat people the way they treat you, because you're a puppet. So she came back today. This was posted I think last month. She came back today and said, I ain't no puppet and I match people's energy. And that's just common. You should have common sense. Oh, I have common sense. I have grown folk common sense. So let me explain that. I have grown folk common sense because I'm a grown woman. I'm a grown woman. I don't match people's energy and I don't play tit for tat. And any woman on here who is going to match her husband's energy when he comes from this cruel, cruel world of being a black man, you're not ready for a black man and you're not ready for a relationship. You're definitely not marriage material right now because that ain't going to work for you. Any woman that says, I match people's energy, you are a puppet to your emotions. Yes, ma'am. I don't know if she's watching or not, but you are a puppet to your emotions. If you match people's energy or if you treat people the way that they treat you, you will forever be unhappy in this world because you are not your own person. You based how you feel and how you move and how you act based on external things. I am Trey all day, every day. If you treat me bad, I'm not going to tit for tat you. If you speak to me a certain way, I'm not going to treat you the same way you treat me. I'm not going to match your energy. You don't have space in my life anymore. That's what grown people do. That's grown people. I treat people the way that I want to be treated. And if people don't treat me the way that I want to be treated, I escort them out of my life. Hold on for a second, y'all. Y'all know I'll block folks. Let me make a warning here. Don't come in here. You look fertile. Listen, please don't come in here with the nonsense because I am on a strong block ministry. I want all my brothers here and all my sisters here to learn, to grow, and to heal. Don't come in here with nonsense because this is just not the feed. This is just not the feed. And if I see something else, then I'm gonna block you. You're gonna miss out on a whole lot of goodness because I have a lot of good content based on data that I have collected from Black men to share. So again, when you are matching people's and this is for relationships for men, this is for my women. This is for my women. If you have a Black man in your life, if you are dating a Black man, if you are engaged to a Black man, if you are married to a Black man, you need to be grown. You have no business, and this is for my Black folks because I'm Black. You have no business in this life at a certain age matching anybody's energy. You have no business in this lifetime at a certain age, if you are desire to get married or be in a healthy relationship, play tit for tat because you're not grown and you're not ready to be in a relationship with anybody. And I said what I said. And if that bothers you, in the words of HRJR, Harold S. Reed Jr., a hit dog will holler. If that just bothered you, get your whole entire life together because I'm grown. I don't got time to be matching people's energy. So when they energy go low, I'm going to go low. When they act a fool, I'm going to act a fool. That's what's wrong with us as women. We are either puppets or hypocrites. We are puppet to our emotions. Somebody did something to me, so I'm going to do something to them. Somebody did, or we either a hypocrite. I treat people the way I want to be treated until they don't treat me the way that I want to be treated. Then I treat them the way they treat me. Yeah, I'm calling y'all out. And our men, our Black men, again, I said this last week, they out here in a world that hates them. Every single day they go outside, somebody hate them for no reason other than the color of their skin. Before they even open up their mouth, somebody hates them. Before they even open up their mouth, somebody's judging them. Before they even open up their mouth, somebody's ready to fire them. Before they even open their mouth, somebody's accusing them. So forgive them, my sisters, wives, girlfriends, fiancés, if they come home on a low energy level that you in no way should match. You should be the place that he come home and that energy be elevated. But instead, you're going to meet him. That's why your relationship is suffering. Now I'm seeing a whole lot of clarity on why a lot of relationships are suffering with Black men, because when they walk through the door, instead of being greeted with high energy, you looking at him to see what his energy is. Oh, he mad, I'm mad. Oh, he standoffish, I'm standoffish. Oh, he loving, I'm loving. That's not how this works. That is not how relationships work. If you are ready and healthy to be in a relationship, you are not matching anybody's energy. You are there on the good days and the bad days. And this is how relationships work. Husbands have bad days, boyfriends, fiancés, whatever kind of relationship you're in. Wives, girlfriends have bad, everybody has bad days. So if everybody's meeting the person where they are on the bad day, then both people are going to have a bad day. That's why it's two people. So if one person's having a bad day, the other person could cheer the other person up and say, hey, babe, we're going to be okay. It's going to be all right. And if the other person having a bad day, the other person can lift them up and say, it's gonna be okay. But matching energy, you're never gonna be happy because you are a puppet to your own emotions. And everybody puppets you. The lady at the store could puppet you by putting your money in your hand wrong. I know this bitch didn't put my money in my hand like that. I know she didn't slam my money on the counter. You're not ready. You're not grown. You're not grown. You're not grown. You're not grown for the world, but you're really not grown for a man. Somebody say something, you gotta say something back. Somebody cut you off, you gotta cut them off because you matching folks' energy. You playing tit for tat. You talking about you want to be somebody's wife, somebody's girlfriend, somebody's fiance, somebody's forever love. I don't want to be in a relationship with a man that come home and he match my energy and I had a bad day and he gonna come and he gonna get low and match my energy and treat me mean. I'm trying to teach y'all because y'all don't be listening and y'all want to come and argue. I ain't no puppet to nobody. You are a puppet to your own emotions. You're a puppet to the world because first you said, I treat people the way the way I want to be treated. And then you said, I treat people the way they treat me. And then you said, I match people energy. Are you a hypocrite? Are you a puppet? Or are you, I'm not even gonna make no terms because people be talking about you can't say certain terms without you shaming a group of people. So I'm not even gonna say that word that just came to my mind because I don't even feel like being bothered with the fighting. But I don't know, are you up and down, high and low? I don't know what your thing is, but every person on here, I'm teaching my sisters and my brothers, but I'm teaching this from the standpoint of what men are telling me, what they come to in their houses. Oh, she mean all the time. She did, because you matching his energy. He just came from out in the streets fighting to feed you, fighting to defend you, fighting to pay that mortgage, fighting to pay them bills, fighting to pay that car insurance, fighting to make sure the lights don't get cut off, making sure he got to come home and cut the grass, all this stuff. And his energy low, and you matching his energy. And you know, as women, I'm going to say this. As women, we match energy not for a day, an hour, but for a month because we think it's about us. Brother wasn't even mad at you. He came in because the whole world shitted on him all day. And now you matching his energy for a month because you felt like he did something to you. It wasn't even about you. It wasn't even, but you matched his energy to the point where you giving him the silent treatment because he came in the house and he wasn't on a good frequency that matched with which how you thought he should be acting. So now you've been mad for 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, maybe a month. Now you stand off as y'all haven't talked, all because you matched his energy. He wasn't even thinking about you. Y'all better learn today. Y'all better learn today. There are brothers out there who aren't cheating, but emotionally checking out of their relationships because their women aren't being who they were in the beginning. That was HRJR. I say that all the time, HRJR. And if the women don't listen, they say, oh, we gotta grow, we gotta evolve. Nobody didn't say don't grow and evolve because y'all love to pick stuff apart. And this is what I'm learning too, and it's aggravating. Listen to the point here. You are not doing the things, you aren't being the person you were when you first met him. Men are not asking you to go out and put on 10-inch eyelashes. Men are not asking you to go out and get degrees, and it's cool. You can do that. They're asking you to be the woman that you were when they met you, when they were attracted to not only you physically, but you had a pleasant attitude and you talked nice to him and you were calm and you wouldn't say the things that you say now. That's what they mean when they say, I just want her to be the way she was when I met her. Instead of y'all listening like, wow, I was good enough the day I met him. Y'all want to go all over the stratosphere. Oh, well, what we supposed to not grow? Oh, we women evolve and we change and we do. Okay, evolve, change, but be who you were from the beginning. I tell women all the time, if that was your representative, bring her back. Bring back your representative. If that's Tracy, bring Tracy back because Trey ain't doing it for him. Because Trey didn't change the game. Trey not cooking. Trey not talking nice. Trey not sexing. Trey not playing. Trey not watching the game no more. Trey not going to hang out with Home Depot. Oh, you loved Home Depot when you was trying to get him. You was the first one in the car. Oh, I'll go with you to pick the sink. Now you hate Home Depot. The smell of the wood makes me sick. You wasn't saying that when you was trying to get that ring. You wasn't saying that when you was trying to rope him in. Now you got a problem with the sports bar. You always at the sports bar. And I'm tired of y'all. And I'm speaking for the brother. We tired of y'all because y'all don't listen. Y'all pick things apart because you're puppets and hypocrites. That's what y'all are. Stop being a puppet and a hypocrite. Stop being a puppet to the world. When your man come home from work, you be nice every freaking day. And again, I understand, ladies, we all have a bad day. But you don't be mean to him because he came in and had a bad day. You don't be mean to him because you think his energy is off. You just be a nice person. And I talk to y'all like this because y'all don't understand the concept is same thing to the guys. Sweetheart, I can't see your name because I don't have my glasses on. We don't do tit for tat. That's what we're talking about right now. See that? That's the problem. Same thing for the guys. No, ma'am, no, sir. You be nice. No, that's why your relationship sucks. What you give us is that's exactly what we're talking about right now. That's the woman that you don't want. And no offense, sis, because you're not grown. You're not grown. It ain't give us what we give you. It's be a good person because you a good person. You're not a good person. You a puppet. If your motto or your mantra is give them what they give you, then you are a puppet to the world and you are not ready to be in a relationship and you are definitely not ready to be nobody's wife. Because husbands, and I'm not saying wives don't, but I'm talking about from the data that I collected, husbands got a lot of goddamn pressure on their back. A lot of pressure. From the minute that these men jump out of their mama's womb and they say it's a boy, they are no longer considered human beings but males. So stop with that. What about them? If that is your attitude, ladies, what about him? I'm gonna meet his energy, tit for tat. You are not ready to be anybody's wife, girlfriend, fiance, boo, or bae. Go find yourself and then come back and say, I'm going to operate as the best version of myself at all times, no matter what he's doing. It doesn't even matter. Am I married? No, I'm not married. And what does that matter? And I'm just asking you that question. I really want you to answer that question. What does me having to do whether I'm married or not, what does that have to do with the fact that I'm telling you as a woman to be the best, highest version of yourself and don't play tit for tat with your husband? This is teaching. Thank you. I really want to know. And I'm going to tell you, my credentials speak for themselves. My receipts, as they call them. I'm a certified life and relationship coach with clients who are successful in their marriages, who have been through infidelity and are still successful in their marriages. So what does my relationship status have to do with anything? Does a cardiologist have to have a bad heart to treat somebody if that's what his profession is? I'm just asking. I'm just asking for myself. So again, I'm about to hop off here. I just wanted to come on here and have this teachable moment with you guys so that you could stop being a puppet and a hypocrite to the world, ladies. Go somewhere and grow up before you get in a relationship. If you're going to match somebody's energy and you're going to play tit for tat with that man, leave him alone. Set him free. Trey, don't let that one audience member troll their way into your shining on your platform when they don't deserve the attention. HRJR, sometimes I got time for these folks. Not all the time, but sometimes I got time. Because sometimes these folks need to be told, like, don't come over here and don't come test my credentials. Don't ask me what I'm doing, who I am. Just listen to the message. That's all. Come over here, listen to the message, glean off of it, and make sure that your marriage is okay and that your man is okay. And make sure you're not playing tit for tat in this thing called life because you're losing. That's outside of a relationship with a man. Any woman out here that's playing tit for tat in this life is a puppet to society. A puppet. Anytime somebody says something to you, they can set you up, they control you. Don't nobody control me. Don't nobody control me. That's like, hey, what? I am who I am. This is what I do. This is who I am. I'm not arguing back and forth because I'm not going to treat you bad because you treat me bad. Read the comment above. Which one? We were kids. We used to say we go together. The reason why many relationships fail is because too many people still have that kid mentality when adults know that we need to grow together. That's it. We need to grow together. Man, I love your post. Thank you so much. Thank y'all. I love y'all. I love my fellas. And I just see so much going on with platforms for women, right? And you guys need a safe space, and you guys need a voice. And even though you have your own voice, you guys need a voice of somebody to say, no, pump your brakes. No, sir, no, ma'am. That's not what's going on over here. That's not what we're doing. You sound a little hypocritical, basically. No, I'm not hypocritical. I asked the woman a question. Why is my relationship status important when this is what I do? That's not hypocritical. Hypocritical would be like, I'm not even gonna give that example because then I probably would be hypocritical. Because then it would sound like I'm attacking her if I gave you an example of what I would say if I was being hypocritical. You know, hit dogs holler. I love you too. The same heat you're catching from women is the same kind of heat Steve Harvey got from men. Wow, that's big. That's big. I didn't see your answer, ma'am. I'm sorry, because this thing, I'm sorry, this thing is scrolling fast. If you could put it in now, I would surely love to read it. She how grown. She is ignore her. And that's a man. If that's a man, he's y'all are funny. I like you. I like you too. Again, so my point here is before I go is if you are a tit for tat person, you don't need to be in a relationship. The lady asked a legitimate question. You avoided the question. I'm not avoiding anything. We need Andrew Tate in every man. The lady asked a legitimate question and you avoided the question. I'm not avoiding anything. I'm not avoiding anything. What is there to avoid about me being married or single? Why would I avoid that? If you've been on here long enough, you know what my status is. I don't hide it. You didn't hide it. The question was legitimate. So what was the answer? Thank you. I bet Natural is single. Y'all are funny. So again, be the best version of yourself at all times. Ladies, be the best version of yourself in your house at all times. Be just like you're the best version of yourself at work at all times. At all times. You are the best version of yourself at work with your boss at all times. When you're out with your girls, you are the best version of yourself. You watch how you speak to them. You control yourself. It's not tit for tat when one of your girls do something for you. You're like, oh, okay. But be the best version of yourself in your relationship, and things will work out for the best for you. Because again, as women, because I'm a woman, so I know I have held a grudge against a man when it wasn't even about me. I was mad for 3-4 days. I was mad for 3 or 4 days over something that wasn't even about me because I was matching his energy. Oh, he got an attitude. I mean, he ain't speaking, I'm not speaking. If he come in this house and he don't speak, I'm not going to speak to him. When he got 999 things on his mind, I'm like, he ain't speak, I'm not speaking. That's petty and it's immature and it makes you a puppet. And you don't ever want to be a puppet to anybody. That's it. Any questions? I told my ex-wife to give me 30 minutes to wind down from work. Yes, please give people a minute to wind down. Thank you for what you're doing because your voice to keep us together. Yes. Most men don't. I love you. I love you too. You are wonderful. Your content is great. Thank you so much. Women, children, and men should do this. Give everybody their time when they come in. I want to meet you. I want to meet you too. I really do. I want to meet all y'all. Not only do hit dogs holler when a person has no argument but still wants to argue, they will always change the parameters of discussion to prove a pointless point. That's right, HRJR. Again, like I said, are you a puppet or a hypocrite? That's what we talking about. Let's stay on task. If you are telling me that you meet your man's energy when he comes home, you're not ready to be in a serious relationship. If you tell me that you treat him the way that he treats you, you're not ready to be in a serious relationship. Because one thing I know for sure is I know whoever is in my life, man, woman, or child, If they don't treat me well, I don't give them access to me. I don't play tit for tat games. I don't play silent treatment. I don't play cut you or these things. I just let you go. You don't want to respect me, you don't want to treat me nice, you don't want to treat me right. And if you're in a marriage or a relationship, the same goes there. If you are being the best version of yourself and that person does not meet you there, if you are being the best version of yourself on a regular basis, consistently, not for a week, but if you are being the best version of yourself and the people around you don't treat you good, then why do you have those people around you? Why would you stoop to their level and treat them bad? Wow, I'm taking notes. Be prepared. You're about to blow up. I'm calling it now. Well, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I receive it in the name of Jesus. I just want to be left alone. That's all. Just leave people. When people need space, give them space. And again, this is one thing that I learned about the men too. And I'm gonna leave y'all with this. About 80% of the men that I talked to said that for some reason, women think that everything is about them, right? So when a man wants to be left alone, the woman thinks that Dr. Phil got competition. Oh, the woman thinks that it is about her. Ladies, everything is not about us. Should men and women be held accountable in marriages? Author mom, should men and women be held accountable in marriages? I'm going to let you answer that question. I'm going to let you answer that. Oh, you're a believer too? Yes, I am. But the one thing that I learned that men said, and I try to come on here and give the ladies data that men have said in order for us to grow and learn, not to pick at us, but in order for us to grow and learn. If thousands of men are saying these things and none of them don't know each other, they're not sitting around talking to each other like we do and come up with a solution. If thousands of men are saying the same thing, if I have thousands of hours of data, if I'm interviewing men and I'm researching men and I'm coaching men and I'm hearing the same consistent problems, it really is a problem. And we have to accept that and not feel attacked because it's not about us. It's about something that's going on for them. And again, as the men said, we always want to turn it around and make it about us. If a man says, I have a problem, the woman wants to turn it around and make it about, what about my problem? What about you? Why you do this too? Instead of addressing a man's problem. And a lot of this is going on. A lot of it. I'm seeing a lot of men breaking down in relationships and marriages and leaving and cheating because they are not being heard or respected and they are being treated in a way of unconditional love. However, we want unconditional love. As women, just love me because I'm a woman. Just treat me nice because I'm a woman. Whether I'm a barracuda or whether I'm treating you bad, just treat me nice because I'm a woman, because you're lucky to have me. No. Men have feelings too. Men want to be treated nice. Men want to be talked to nice. Men want to be greeted nice in the house. So let's get it together, ladies. I'm getting a divorce and afraid to date. Don't be afraid to date. And let me teach this too real quick. Never let another person steal your joy because you had this experience with this woman. Don't let it take away the woman that is out there for you. I still believe in love. I had a couple bad relationships, but I'm not going to let them two jokers steal my man. I'm not going to sit around and say, I'm afraid to date, or I ain't never getting married, or I ain't dating no more because of them two. That would mean they winning. That would mean they won me forever. No. Every individual is an individual. One thing you just have to learn from your experiences are not to mold you. Your experiences are to teach you something, to see the red flags in the next women, to understand what you want and what you don't want. I didn't know what I wanted from those men. But I learned from interactions that I had with them, the things that I do want and the things that I won't tolerate. That person was just there to teach me a lesson. They were not my forever person, but I'm surely not going to let them take away my forever person. I'm afraid as well. Well, you fear will have you paralyzed. Fear, fear will have you paralyzed. I promise you that. If you're afraid, you won't move forward, and the opportunities that are coming your way, whether it be a job, whether it be a spouse, whether it be anything that's coming your way, if you are afraid, you will make the wrong decision. I promise you that. Don't be afraid. And this is what you need to learn too. The people who said they're afraid to date, or they feel because you feel like you don't trust the chooser. You don't trust yourself. I'm not afraid to date because I trust me. I trust that I know that in this season of my life, and this hasn't always been me, in this season of my life, if somebody doesn't treat me right, if I see red flags, if things don't seem right, I trust me enough to let that person go. So I'm not afraid of what they could do to me, because a person can only do to me what I allow them to do to me. A person can only be in my space if I allow them to be in my space. But in this season of my life, I'm a whole person. I went and did work on myself. So I don't need a man to fill voids for me. I don't need a man to fill the void of giving me money. I don't need a man to fill the void of loneliness for me. I don't need that. So I won't have a person stick around just because I need a void fill, or I need somebody to plug up my drain because I'm running out of steam. I'm running out of something. I'm good by myself. So I trust myself to date people so that when I do see things, I won't hold on to them like I'm never going to get anybody else. Everybody's not my boo or my bae. And that's another thing. Don't be afraid to date, because if you're just dating, and my boy Kevin Carr said it best, dating is collecting data. The problem why we're afraid to date is because we get attached to people too fast. I'm not afraid to date. I'm dating you. I ain't marrying you. So I ain't got to be afraid, because we ain't going to have no ties and nothing for a very long time. So I could just, this ain't working. It's more of a platonic thing. I don't like you like that. So I don't have to be afraid. Don't ever be afraid. I promise y'all. Don't be afraid. And please don't let the one person that wasn't for you have that amount of control over your life. I've been married for 27 years, hopefully happily married. And I don't mean it's always every day is roses and bubbles. I mean, hopefully is the majority of the time you were happy, and then things in life do happen. We have deaths in families, we lose jobs, but I hope the base of your marriage was happy. You'll heal. It takes time. Yes, 1 year minimum is my dating process. Well, that's good. And I mean, we all have our own dating processes. I wouldn't say I would wait 1 year. I mean, if the right person came along, I don't know. I'm a person of faith, so if the right person came along, and I have some strategic questions that I ask people. I need to meet some folks if we move in a serious direction, because I need to see some stuff. Be good. Got out the army and everything changed. Okay. Okay. So I love y'all. I'm getting ready to hop off because I've been on too long, and I don't want to hold y'all. I'm mindful of your time. But again, for the brothers, I have my book. Go get my book. It'll help you heal. Men Hurt Too. It's Healing Time. Men Hurt Too. It's on my website. Get a copy. Because while I'm teaching the women, I have to make sure that the men are simultaneously healing. So I have to give y'all resources. I have to give y'all resources too, because the women think I'm not holding y'all accountable because I'm not bashing y'all. You don't have to bash a person to hold them accountable. You can hold a man accountable, loving, by giving him resources, by talking to him in a certain tone, by respecting him, by suggesting things. And if he says no, it's okay. If he don't want the book, then you don't have to shove it down his throat. And I believe in simultaneous healing, and I believe that people only hear from a level of love, from a certain level of love. And for the women right now, I really believe that y'all need some tough love. I really believe this, because I have been on this journey of teaching women for 10 years. And I'm seeing the same consistent problems about accountability, about if he did it, well, I'll do better if he does better. And I'm just learning this really over the last few months of No, you just be a good person. That's it. That's it. Oh, I've been a good person. He did. He that. Okay, but then that's not your person. That should not turn you into something that you don't like. And too many women have turned into the very thing that they said they don't like. They have turned into it permanently, and they don't even realize it. Like I said, once we get in our emotions and our feelings, we cannot talk to somebody for 20 years, see that person, and not even know why we're not talking to them. That's not how men operate. We'll get stuck in a moment, and we will let that moment mold us. The site is www.treykearney.com. TreyKearney.com. It's my name. We have to learn as women that we operate differently than men, right? If we get mad for weeks, months, days, hours, years, something that should take us a minute, but we in our emotions, we have to learn that we can't operate like that. We have lost friendships and relationships based on the fact that we're holding a grudge inside, or we're waiting for the other person to do better. No, you do better. I choose every day. And again, trust me, I'm not perfect. I had to apologize to my son yesterday because I went off on him. I completely lost it on my son. But I apologized to him today. And I explained to him why my behavior was the way it was, and that I understood that it was unacceptable for me to talk to him that way. And he said, Mommy, I understand. I appreciate you having safety concerns for me, but I really had to check myself because I was in my emotions about my child. I'm sorry, but he's 22. And I was treating him like he was a child. And I had to catch myself and be like, whoa, did you really say that to him last night? Like, why would you couldn't even control yourself? And I really had, and I'll show y'all the text message also on my phone, but I'll show y'all the text message where I apologized because I was like, yo, you was totally out of line. Even though I was justified for my reason for the way I behaved, I felt like I was justified. Even though it was a good reason for me because it was a safety issue, still I had no reason or business talking to him like that and saying, oh, because you did this. No, that's not how this worked. My behavior was poor. My behavior was poor. And I had to own that. And we have to own that as women, that you're behaving the way that you're behaving because that's the way that you want to behave. And you can't say because he's doing this and because he didn't do that or because no, you can't say that. And if something disappointed you, you have every right to say, babe, that I was really disappointed that you didn't get me a birthday card. You don't have the right to treat that person bad for weeks, months, years, days, hours, or curse them out. You don't, that's just not being an adult. Stop this one up because you are woman enough to apologize. Oh yeah, I'm in a space. I do have to apologize sometimes because I am a woman. So this is why I'm talking to my sisters and saying I'm giving tough love because I know how I react sometimes. I know how my emotions will get me charged up. And then I have to look at myself sometimes and say, oh, you was wrong. You owe that person an apology. And no, you owe them a public apology if it was in public and you disrespected them. You need to apologize to them in public, just like you disrespected them in public. Most women won't. This is what I'm learning, brother. So I'm trying to bring awareness to my sisters now. I'm trying to bring awareness to them as we grow together in this community as men. I'm trying to send them over here so that they can see your comments and understand that y'all are human beings, that y'all do talk, that y'all do communicate. That word on the street is men don't know how to communicate. This is the most I see all men. I communicate with men all the time. And I try to tell women when your man is not communicating with you is because there are consequences to his actions and he is an adult. He should be able to communicate without there being consequences to his actions. We don't cause you to take advantage, so we won't. Don't cause you to take advantage. I must have missed a comment. You don't what because somebody will take advantage. Let me just say this because I don't know what part of the conversation you're talking about, but nobody could take advantage of you unless you let them. We have to take accountability and ownership of our own stuff. We quick to point fingers of we don't do this because you'll do that, or we got to take accountability. A person can only take advantage of you if you let them take advantage of you. You're only a victim once. Let's say, for instance, if somebody cheated on you, right? You're a victim the first time because you were unaware. Being a victim means that you're unaware, right? So if you walk past a bush one day, somebody jump out and rob you, and the next day you walk past that same bush, you're not a victim, you're a volunteer. Nobody can treat me any type of way unless I let them. How do we get men who disrespect us in public to take accountability? You don't let him disrespect you in public. You don't let him disrespect you in public. I'm never saying sorry. You're never saying sorry? Ma'am, you got a whole life of you're never gonna be happy ever. You're never gonna be happy. I'm not gonna say anything else about that. How do we get men who disrespect us in public? Take out. You said disrespect us in public. What kind of men are you around that disrespect you in public? I just told y'all, I don't allow people in my space to disrespect me. You got one time to disrespect me. We have a civilized conversation. Don't, babe, I didn't appreciate that. Don't do that again. Repeat offenders, no, this is not a good relationship for me. And if we are married and we got to work on that, we need to get some couples counseling, some coaching, some therapy. If you say so, you super happy. Okay, I'm glad for you. You tell the man that won't happen again and stand firm. Right. You just don't let people disrespect you. The bigger question is why they still with this. That's what I'm saying. Why would you let somebody? I'm not with people that disrespect me in public. And if we all have a bad day, but you got one time and then we have a conversation. And if that happens again, then you're not going to disrespect me in public because you won't have access to me anymore. It happened once and that was the end for me, but he didn't see the problem. Well, that's his problem if he didn't see the problem. You are the captain of your ship. If you saw the problem and it wasn't pleasing to you, then that it didn't ever happen again, then I'm proud of you. And you don't have to give a person an explanation if they disrespected you, if you felt disrespected. You handled that well. Men nor women happen once, it will happen again. No access to me now. That's good. He doesn't, a person that treats you bad shouldn't have access to you. I tell people all the time, and I love y'all because it's a privilege for me right now to be in your life. You understand? It's a privilege for you to be here and let me speak into your life, to be on your feed. It's a privilege to be in my life. And when a person doesn't treat me well, they don't get that privilege anymore. All right, love you, HRJR. When a person doesn't treat me well, the privilege is taken away. It's like our children. And I'm not saying men and women are children, but children, when they abuse a privilege, your kids, they 17, 16, you say be home at 11 o'clock. It's a privilege for them to go out. So you don't allow people to disrespect you. And again, if it's a marriage, I love marriage. Y'all need some help. And if the person is not willing to get help, then you have some hard decisions to make. That's what I do in my coaching. When people get to a space in their marriages and their relationships, there's some hard decisions that need to be made. If the other person is not willing to get help, then the person who is in the situation gets help and they work on themselves to make some clear decisions that they're making for themselves. Nobody's telling them, not their family, not their friends, not their coach. They're getting clear. I'm giving them some really hard questions to ask themselves. And then they have to make a decision in their life. Is this okay for me to deal with this for the rest of my life? Am I willing to deal with this? But it is totally up to them, like it's totally up to you. Okay? I love y'all. Again, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this. The key to a successful relationship, the key to a successful life, the key to a happy life is being the best, highest version of yourself at all times. Not based on what somebody else is doing. I'm going to keep ending with these lives with this one thing, because this is the miss. You be a good person all the time. You will have bad days. But the wonderful thing is that we're all being the best version of ourselves at all times. 9 times out of 10, A married couple is not going to have a bad day at the same time. If we are all being the best version of ourselves, 9 times out of 10, we're not going to have a bad day at the same time because we are being the best version of ourselves, even when bad things are happening. Even when bad moments happen, you get to choose to look at that moment and say, you know what? It's not that bad. Let me pick myself up. Let me do my thing. And if you got people around you who are like-minded and think the same way, they're going to be picking themselves up. They're going to be picking you up. They're going to have more good days than bad days. But we're around so many people who are not operating in the best version of themselves because they're puppets or hypocrites. I treat people the way I want to be treated until they don't treat me that way, and then I match their energy. If we all thinking like that, we running through red lights. Everybody crashing and burning. Tit for tat. If that person do this to me, the person do that, I do that. If we all thinking that way, that's why everybody's relationships are messed up. Now, if we all thinking, you know what, let me find a silver lining in this cloud as many times as I can. And again, we're all going to have a horrible day and we're going to operate in that horrible day. But if the people around us are like-minded, can't do nothing but win. When my girls is having a bad day, please, they call me. I don't jump on a bandwagon. Oh, girl, me too. And I'm like, girl, it's all right. It's all right. Let's go out. Let's have some dinner and some drinks. It's okay. You're going to get a better job. Guess what? One door closes, another one opens. Not them people at your job were lucky to have you and you. No, girl, something bigger and better is coming your way. When your husband come home and tell you some bad news, you should be on a positive note, not jump on his back and say, oh, how are we supposed to pay the mortgage? Oh my God, this always happens to you. And you should be like, okay, let's take a breather for a couple of days. Let's work this out. What's next? How can we make the best out of this? I got you. I got a job. I got money. We got money in the bank. So let's figure out our bills. We're going to cut back on some things, but we got this, boo. But that's not how it works all the time. And if that's you, I said what I said. I love y'all. Got to go. Peace and blessings. If you want to find me, I'm all things Trey Kearney, www.treykearney.com. To my brothers, go get your book. To my sisters, if you want to side chick proof your home, if you want to keep another woman out of your house, or if you want to get that other woman out of your house, go and get my book, #No Side Chicking. It's an ebook. It's an easy read. It is take you about 20 minutes to read this book. And it'll give you some practical tips on how to side chick proof your home. It is in my bio at my Shopify store. It is $5.99. It'll be the best $5.99 you ever spent. Because again, as women, we are moving at 1,000 miles per hour. We're missing some things. And this book is a tune-up. What haven't I been doing? What have I been doing? Have I been talking crazy to my husband? Oh my goodness, I haven't been dressed up in such and such amount of time. I didn't do this. Oh, he doesn't like that. It is data collected from men in a nice little ebook to tell you this is how you keep other stuff out your house. This is how you keep your man interested in you. This is what's going to make practical tips to make your marriage relationship the best that it could be. Love y'all. Remember what I tell you at the end of all my broadcasts. You deserve the best. Yes, I'm talking to you. You deserve the best. Now go get it. Peace and blessings. I love y'all, and I will see y'all next time. And remember, I said what I said.